So many people want to know about me. How is my feeling about work speaking English? Let's have a conversation. Namaste Bitch, how are you? I'm very good, thanks for asking. First thing, please apologize my voice, but I still had a kind of cold without being cold. I don't know, I had post-COVID, but I'm still with this type of voice. What can I do? Anyway, today I'm here to talk to you about a feeling, something really special that happens in my life every single day. And this is related to my job. I don't know you, but I am a type of person that I love working. I enjoy my company, I like a lot my colleagues, I had so much fun all the time. Don't think that my job, I am just like having fun and like all these things. There's lots of problems, of course, it's a work. But I have this feeling that everything in the end is always great, and I really feel the respect. I really feel that I work in a nice environment with beautiful people. Anyway, I love my job, I really do. But this is not a video to talk how much I love my job, because everybody knows that. Everybody. This is not a secret for anybody. But let's try to understand what I want to say in this video. Before that, I need to apologize because there's so many noises everywhere. This time that I'm recording video, lots of helicopter, old cars, airplanes, my neighbor that is a singer, everything is happening, so please accept my apologies, okay? But let's talk what I have to talk. I work in marketing, and the main priority of my job, it is to deal with big events, medium events, small events, and I think this is awesome. This is crazy. All the time I have a surprise. I need to talk with different people every single day, and there's two type of things that happens, and doing that a few things happen to my life that makes me feel really special. The first one, it's great, it's incredible when you can achieve your goals. So you know that you need to do that thing that day, and when you get good results, it's such a nice feeling. I just love it. I love this possibility to talk with people from all around the world. Of course we speak in English, but it's funny because I have this feeling that I am not alone. I say that because I know I have a strong accent. Sometimes I can feel a bit ashamed. It's true. Me ashamed, but I mean like, I don't know how people will understand me when I talk that, because English is not my first language, but I force myself. So if I have any opportunity, I prefer to call the person and talk. I prefer to have a video conference because I really like that, and you understand why. So just to close this point, it's just like, it's great when I can do what I have to do. I feel like a champion, and I think people can understand that, because it's very difficult you see me in a bad mood. Most of the time I'm smiling, I feel really grateful, and of course, if good things happens, it's impossible you don't feel good. But now the second part that is really strange, but is so important. English is not my first language. English is not my language at all. So it's not natural when I speak English in the same way when I speak in Portuguese. Even after 15 years, I can guarantee you that I don't have the same level of Portuguese that I used to have before. I'm not telling you that my Portuguese changed. No, but there's so many expressions, there's so many new slangs, there's so many new ways to say a few things that sometimes I feel a bit confused, even in Portuguese. So it's funny, like you're not perfect anymore in Portuguese, but you're not perfect in English. I had a wrong idea before I came to Australia. I was thinking like, in 1 year I will have an English like a local. I will be amazing, I will be wonderful, it will be marvelous. That's not true. I don't know how it happens for everybody, but for me, it's not my language. I'm not telling you that I don't speak English. I'm having this conversation with you in English, but it's not my language. That's the reality. Today I don't have problem. I think in English. I even don't think in Portuguese. But if I need to say something that I don't know, if I need to use an expression or whatever, if I listen to something that makes no sense for me, of course, at this time, and I need to think in my logical way in Portuguese. So when this happens, it's a mess. Because in Portuguese, everything is backward. In Portuguese, when you have one noun in singular, you put the adjective in singular. When the noun is in plural, you put the adjective in plural. And doesn't happen in English. So English is a mess for me. For example, I'm going to talk about my eyes. I have brown eyes. You understood that. How I would say this in Portuguese? I have eyes browns. I know it's crazy, but it is the way that we think in Portuguese. Because first of all, I'm not talking about the color, I'm talking about my eyes. So the eyes is the most important thing, and I'm talking about two eyes. So two eyes, plural, the adjective should be in plural, browns. In English makes no sense. So you know what I mean. I know you're thinking that I'm crazy, but no, it is not. It is the way that we think in my mother language. So why I'm talking about these things? Because I don't think in Portuguese anymore in my normal life. I just act in English, I think in English, and I communicate in English. And as I said before, I talk with people that also doesn't have English as their first language, so they understand my feelings, they understand how this thing happens. And I can see everybody that has this kind of life. I mean, English is not your first language. The feeling of success, I know it's confused, but think that way. For us, every day is a new battle. Every day is a new challenge. And since we moved to another country to live this experience in another language, and you realize in the end of the day that you got it, the pleasure, it's unbeatable. It's such a great feeling, it's so amazing. So every day I have these two feelings. First of all, that I am doing great in my job, that I'm having fun, and also that I am doing this in another language. So I feel a champion. It's just like everything for me, the taste is a bit different. Everything for me, the feeling is strong. It's difficult to explain. That's the reason I feel so proud of myself. That's the reason I feel so happy in the end of each day. And sometimes I know a few things happen that can make you feel down. Sometimes you have an idea to do something that way, but it cannot happen. But you also have that feeling, okay, tomorrow I can fix this problem. But in the end, you still think how to fix these things in English. So you are always winning. It's challenging, but it's so beautiful. I think only people that live this experience can understand that feeling. So try to pay attention and people that work close to you, and these people don't have English as their first language. Try to understand their behavior. Try to understand why these people are so kind. Try to understand why these people pay much more attention on you than anybody else. Because it's all about this, is try to connect with you in a different way, in another language. That's the reason that this type of relationship is so special. Maybe what I'm talking to you makes no sense, because I know the big majority that is here, they have English as their first language. But I don't know if you can understand this feeling. I don't know if you can understand me a bit better after that, but it's great. I feel special. And these things happens only because my life is happening in English. Isn't amazing? Sometimes like people are talking about anything and I'm like, oh my gosh, look, it's English. How many times this thing happens every single day to me? It's so special. It's so wonderful. I don't know, I am repeating again the same thing. I'd like to know, how is this for you? Did you notice this type of thing before? Do you work with people that has English as their second or third language? How do you feel about these people? Do you support them? I'd like to know. If you liked this video, I will ask for a huge favor. Please hit this button called like. If you didn't like, you just do the opposite and all good. If you want, and if you can, of course, please consider to subscribe to this channel. You just need to hit the button subscribe, and after you need to press this little sign so YouTube might send to you my next video. Who knows? That's it. I hope you have enjoyed this conversation with me, and I hope to see you in the next video. Namaste Bitch. Ciao.